Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Blue Maxima and I'm here trying to play Ethan Meteor Hunter. I say trying to play because there's an airplane going over every time I start up a take and it screws up the take. Okay, so what is Ethan Meteor Hunter? Well, it's a platformer from developers Seven Studio. To be perfectly honest, I have no idea what you're supposed to be doing. I get you're a mouse who has his home crushed by a giant meteor, and then you suddenly get the power to stop time, and you can use that to help you, hunt meteors? That's the only thing I got from the intro cutscene, and there's no spoken dialogue, and the manual they have in the live area is just the ESRB stuff. Yeah, just those. There's my rating system. Anyway, we're just going to continue on. There are leaderboards, but they're leaderboards. No need to really show you those. So this is our hub world. I've only unlocked the first hub world so far, and I'm having VSync issues again. Wonderful. Shouldn't really affect this game. It doesn't move too fast, but if you do see any sort of VSync, like the screen seems to be cutting off halfway through, blame the capture kit, not me. So, we have to do these sorts of linear levels, and as you might be able to tell, I'm actually completely stuck on this level right here, full steam ahead. Bloody hard. Most of these levels in this game are real significant challenges, but I'll just go from knock knock and I'll play onwards, because I'm pretty sure this is a good example of how the game's going to go. Excuse me. So, we are a mouse. We jump around with the X button. We move with left and right. The platforming in this game doesn't feel terribly spectacular because you have a little bit of speed on you, and even when you let go of the analog stick, you keep moving. So if you've gotten up a bit of speed, it can be hard to stop on the spot without either overshooting or undershooting what you're trying to go for. So if I press square, we can stop time, and we can also modify physics objects if I can actually get a good tap on this. There we go. We can modify physics objects with the touchscreen. We can also use button controls for this, but why would you bother? You have the touchscreen, you don't need much else. And you can rotate by using your thumb on the right or left side of the screen. Once you unpause time, it starts all the physics objects move again. You use that to solve puzzles. You can also slide down. You can also slide down slopes. You can jump over things. You can avoid mouse traps. The main idea of the game appears to be collecting all these meteor shards. There are also other challenges, like getting through a level using as little stop time pickups as possible, and also doing something along the lines of time trials, where you just get through as fast as you can. If you get through fast enough, you get another reward. So it's that sort of three-pronged achievement system for pretty much every platform game ever. Damn it. And my one problem with... That's actually a really strangely placed spring. My one problem with this game is that if I told you to look at this and tell me what part of this game is particularly exceptional, this is not a review. This is not a review, this is first impressions. Because I'm not going to have time to completely finish every one of the 5 or 6 games that I've got recently and play and then just do videos on them with full opinions. What part of this game from the first few levels is anywhere near the level of exceptional? This is a really hard level because the oversteer on your freaking pogo stick is ridiculous. By the way, this is a really random level to bring out of nowhere because this doesn't come back for like the next 10 levels at least. It's just... My one problem with this game is that it feels so generic that it's not funny. I mean, this game could be one of a million things. Like, you could sell this on iOS for 99 cents with microtransactions for more levels, and nobody would probably bat an eye. It's a very generic sort of platformer with one mechanic that it relies on. It's got some variety in that you have to use physics in order to figure out some of the puzzles, but other than that, it's just so generic and so, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. It's that sort of game where it feels like it's alright, it does what it needs to do, but there's so many other things like this that I couldn't really be bothered to keep going through it because there are all those other games that I could go play. I mean, the Vita has a few other platformers that are highly reliant on their difficulty to keep them having longevity, and like Dust Force, for example, like I don't even know how good that is because it's the game I actually never picked up thanks to, whoops. It's a game I never actually picked up thanks to those bugs that were going around in it. I hope they fixed those. Then there was then we got VVVV coming, and I'll be recommending that as soon as it comes. It's just there aren't many reasons for me to recommend Ethan Meteor Hunter. It's hard, I'll give it that. It's got difficulty to it, but I mean, it's just so strangely generic that I really can't care for it. At least it runs alright. I haven't noticed any sort of frame rate drops, although I really don't like how the controls seem to be relatively oversensitive. And it's such a generic name too, like Ethan Meteor Hunter? I mean, really? It's such an odd name. It just... the name doesn't exactly fill me with confidence. I mean, like, even games like Braid is such a generic name, but I don't know. Ethan Meteor Hunter is just not. It's just not the name I would exactly use. And besides, what I'm trying to say is this game is just like really generic. It does okay, but it's just. I'm just slightly disappointed at. Whoops. Well, I'm not getting that back, but I'll hold circle and reset. You'll be doing that a fair bit, by the way. It's just... yeah. I'm not sure what else I have to say about it, other than... it's generic, and this isn't really something you want to be going and looking up unless you have a lot of spare time on your hands. It's okay, I'm kind of enjoying my time with it, but it's kind of hard, as you can tell, to get this set up the way you need to. Some of these puzzles can get really frustrating, like the one level I'm stuck on now, like the level has a par time of like 1.5 minutes, and I've been stuck on it for 20, and I'm like, oh, screw it, I can't be bothered. And it's just, wow, this is such a crappy puzzle. This took me a while to get through the first time as well. I just ended up spamming that and just... and some of the physics in this game... some of the physics in this game is really random, and then some of it is just fine. It just... things happen the same way every time, and then you got stuff like this, where it's like... even a pixel to the left or right will completely change the outcome of what happens. It's annoying the shit out of me. Let's just skip to the next level. Oh, I hate getting frustrated at games like this. I don't mean to be an... it's not an awful game, it's just really difficult for some reason. Also, I've noticed that you can find cheese in every level. Don't think it does anything other than get you a trophy, so... I'll just skip a few levels ahead. I hope I went to the right one. People are going to notice right away, I'm not paying attention. I'm actually really tired right now. I really shouldn't be playing video games. No, this is a completely different level. Okay, so let's just push this along here. I'm reminded of that problem that Limbo had in its last, like, what, hour or hour and a half. It's not a very... It's not a very... It's not a game that I find myself enjoying purely for the purpose that it just feels like a waste of time. I mean, I could be playing Demon Gaze right now. I could be playing Dead Nation. I could be playing... Whoops, not going past that. I could be playing Dead Nation. I could be playing the new Euphoria game on PlayStation Mobile. Instead, I'm playing this, and I'm not really enjoying the time I'm spending with it. Maybe if you got it, like, well, not so much for free as early. If you got it in that PlayStation sale, maybe. That PlayStation sale. What I mean is, that sale I had a few weeks ago, where the developer outright said that PS3 copies of Ethan Meteor Hunter will allow you to download the PS Vita version for free. I feel bad for the poor people who bought it the same week Dead Nation is coming out, the same week Conception 2 is coming out, the week before Demon Gaze comes out. I feel sorry for the people who bought it thinking that it would be the best game of the bunch, and then seeing that it's just awfully generic. The dog's going off at something, good lord. It's a bore. It works, but that's all it does. There's nothing really that extraordinary about it. This level's gonna take a freaking age to get through, so I'm just gonna skip right to the next one. It's just... Oh, I don't mean to call it bad, but at the same time I kind of do, because it doesn't do anything special. It's... God, I keep repeating the same point. Generic, 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 generic. It feels okay. It looks a bit odd. I mean, look at the bloody mouse character and tell me if that's not odd. Like, why is the tail so goddamn long? I don't know. It's just... Oh, I hate this part of the puzzle. Okay, I gotta freeze time in midair, then I gotta move these so they'll end up on top of each other. Jump again. Grab this, put it there, and fuck it up! Brilliant! Restart. I can't really say I enjoyed this game very much. Perfect idea. Also, trying to fine-tune stuff while you're using your fingers to manipulate the objects is actually kind of annoying. Thankfully, the button controls still work. Over goes the Blaine. I should have known it would come along eventually. But yeah, I can't. To be perfectly honest, in my right mind, I can't really recommend this game when there's so much other stuff that I would willingly recommend. I've put about an hour into Demon Gaze, and I've enjoyed it more than the hour I've put into Ethan Meteor Hunter. I've put about half an hour into Dead Nation, and I can say I enjoyed that more than the hour I've put into Ethan Meteor Hunter, even with the problems Dead Nation has. This is a really hard puzzle to get right, by the way. The timing has to be split-second perfect. It was hard enough to do normally. I'm not very good with my timing, and this game just exacerbates it. It's not even like, what is it, Super Meat Boy, where all the physics resets, or just, like, any physics puzzle platformer I've ever played that's not this, where every physics object resets when you restart a checkpoint, so the timing is always consistent if you always go at exactly the same pace. Fuck me. And that annoys me more than it should. It really does. I'll finish this level and I'll call it quits. I need to make a rule where it's like, fuck, cock, suck, duh. The platforming controls in this game are just the wrong amount of slippery, and I don't like it. Ugh. Apparently this game only sold 127 copies on Steam in its first month. Kind of feel sorry for a developer when that sort of thing happens, but at the same time, I play this game and I'm like, I can understand why it happened. Fuck! Shit! It's... God, I find myself getting more frustrated than I am satisfied. This is why I don't like games like Dark Souls, and I don't understand why other people do. How do you go through all the fucking frustration of having controls that barely seem to work, combined with a challenge that seems deliberately designed to screw you over unless you are quite literally split-second perfect? I mean, I have really bad reflexes, and... Can I just give up now? I'm just constantly sending this mouse to the saw blades of doom is giving me more enjoyment than trying to solve that puzzle is. Wait, they're resetting? Why the hell are they resetting? Like, I'm not even going to bother asking at this point. That was a look at Ethan Meteor Hunter. My throat is starting to hurt. Wow. I don't recommend it. It's too generic. It just barely works well enough to, like, not call it an absolutely terrible game, but at the same time, there's nothing that really stands out about it at all. It's so average to poor, especially in the controls respect. I'm sorry, guys. I tried. It's just one of those games. This has been Blue Maxima, and I'll see you all next time.